You know what the saddest thing in life is? Wasted space. Wasted space. Yeah, man. Wasted space. So let's talk about wasted space. Okay. Wasted space. Here we go. Wasted space. Well, we got a lot of desert land out there. It's like wasted space. One, it's wasted space. It doesn't have grass, trees, and crops. It doesn't have, the space industry, space, program stuff, space camps and, cool stuff. And then it starts to suck the moisture, grass and trees and crops and resources, not just naturally with the weather and the heat and everything, but people need resources, without expansion, And then so I wonder about the educational stuff. Well, you gotta have like a powwow, the Indians, in the old days, the Indians used to get together and they have something we call a powwow, So the military, they got together and like, we're gonna have to suffer for this, we got prisoners of war and stuff. Prisoners of war? Yeah, prisoners of war, like prisoners of their minds and stuff, and education. It's all messed up, so the prisoners of the world, man, they made their planet into a prison system naturally, by destroying the crops and the trees and the grasses and running out of resources to teach with and everything else. What are we going to do? I go, well, if we don't fix the education system, that one seat, with that one desk, with that one special godsend from God that we don't know about yet, might pop up in the future, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, that seat might end up just being wasted space, along with those schoolhouses, along with those churches. It says, man, that's a pretty good public speaking, Well, of course, sometimes you gotta look up to God, see, let a little sunshine in your life, and you gotta come down to earth like these aliens and angels, and you gotta talk to these people. And you go, well, next to this airport, you see, even the fire truck knows, man. You see the fire truck down there? He's like, man, we're putting out fires all over the planet, man, with some diplomacy here. I love fire trucks. You see how they just show up? It's like quantum physics, man. They're like, man, look at this stuff. You ready? See? Some of those fire truck people with a 7 on the front for the 7 churches, they're like aliens and angels too, man. Why you think it says, oh, thank God I got saved. The fire house was on fire. Big firemen come in there. Said that they walking through the fire, man. They're like, come on, man. Indian firewalkers, aliens, angels, only in America. No, man. America tried to show the whole world how to do it. And they're like, we're not trying to say this is how you're going to do it. He says, no. Let all those other countries, he said, all those other countries are participating. So we made an International Space Station. We're not trying to tell them how to do it. We're trying to tell them how God said do it. I said, man, can we get in on that? It's like, yeah, it's an international thing, man. That's why we made it the Navy International version, or National International version, or the new International version, or, NATO. Remember NATO? NATO? NATO International version. The new angel technology all around the world, NATO. You see? Now look at here. See a fence, man. You got locks on it, chains and fences. Everybody putting up fences, You ever hear that Eagle song that says, hey, desperados, you guys desperate? You need some wisdom, some technology, some schooling, some education. You say, look, space camp. Okay? Space camp restores governmental people to, you see, the wisdom all around the world order, governments, plural, man. See, governments ain't going away. We're just educating them, Space camp, science camp, special camp, saving Christians, saving school, Hey, school's cool, you know what I mean? Here we go, ready? Hey, You need to screen that. How about Microsoft group policies? See? Okay, here we go. So we got this building down here. It's kind of closed, man. There's nothing there. You know, we got this silver flight school thing, man. You know, like a silverfish. People are scared of silverfish, you know. So they see silver flight school and silverfish. Ooh, that can be scary. Oh man, it's like a test ground, you know. That's what you do all the testing for your pilots. You know, so man, we got the silver school for testing pilots. Yeah, man, we like our pilots to be pure of mind and thought and heart. So we got a silver school for that, you know. You know what they do? So that's like the intake, you know. You go to a hospital, you know. You go to like a Baptist hospital. Man, they got those up north. You won't believe it. It's like, man, they didn't say this hospital, that hospital. It's a Baptist hospital. It's a Baptist hospital. It's a Methodist hospital. A Mormon hospital. They put it on big signs and everything. Like, we're not ashamed of God. Stand up for God. This is the United States of America, man. This is okay. They say, if you want to go to Area 51, okay, don't. But if you want to go to Roswell and see an alien encounter, okay, right? See? Space Camp Restorations. Good value Trinity. You see? That's a God, vision, Trinity, you know? So, you get a gate. There's a new gate program, you see? You get together with one of them high schools, man. You know, Navy, Army, Marine, and Air Force programs, you know, from all around, you know? Because everybody's like, oh, I'm the Navy, oh, I'm the Army, oh, I'm the Marines, oh, I'm the... All four of them, man. All four of them. What do you say? The USA Co-op Space Station, okay? Right next to the airport, you know? You see? You put a little guard shack there. And 1 week, you know, your Navy ROTC is operating with the volunteers at the guard shack. Next week it's the Army. Next week it's the Marines. Next week it might be, who did I leave out? Oh, the Air Force, you know, for the airport. So anyways, and then you go, you see this old building, you know, get together with those people. And the Mormon church, man, they got lots of volunteers. They love volunteering and stuff. You get the Mormon church together. And then you got the military and the church working together for the people. Just a small example, you know. And what you do is you put in this warehouse. You get like some fancy helicopter. You take the motors and stuff out. Just like boom, like a little boom, you know. And then maybe you put that over there on the side. And in the other corner, you get like a pool with some Navy ships in it, right? And some Coast Guard ships. And in the other corner, you know, maybe you put a jet at an angle, you know, right? And then, you know, in the other corner, you put like a Halo Space Marine, you know, model, like a Halo Space Marine guy, you know? And then you put like a Marine guy, like a regular Marine guy in uniform, you know? The two people, you know? Like from the old days to the new days, and all around the world, you know? And then like up, hanging from the ceiling, you know, maybe you put, you know, some Star Trek stuff, you know, some space stuff, maybe like a space capsule, you know, stuff like that, right? And then what you do is you put like you know, some desks, like Top Gun, you know, remember Top Gun? You know, they're all sitting there and they got the little desks and stuff, and they got the little instructor talking and stuff like that, right? And they're like, man, you're teaching them about flight school, space industry stuff, you know, military stuff, Coast Guard stuff, you know, civilian stuff, and you use civilian instructors, right? And what you do is you get a civilian instructor, you know, maybe you trade out, you know, different schools around the area, and like you get a volunteer teacher come in there and teach about like science or history or mathematics or something, and then you have like one of those retired vets, you know, those military people, and they teach them about, you know, space stuff, aeronautical stuff, you know, and then maybe over in one side you have like a a closed off area, you know, in one corner, and we put like a, what do you call it? You know, you growing plants and stuff. You know, a botanist. You get a botanist in there, you know, to teach them about, you know, germinating seeds and growing plants and stuff, right? And then what they do is they germinate the seeds and stuff, and then they teach them how to do that, you know, and stuff about that. And some vines on the wall, you know, and then you know, and trimming the weeds and stuff, you know, and keeping everything nice and clean, like a space station, you know, Ark of the Covenant kind of thing, you know. You get that going. Plus, you got the planes and stuff in the background flying, you know. It's like, you know, Top Gun flights. You see, they go over there, they talk to the pilots, they go over here, talk to the local communities, boom, boom, boom. You got a couple churches down the street, you know, and that's a virus and an antivirus all at the same time for the mind, you know. United States Space Navy style.